Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft Remastered Brood War upload. Today we've got a game between JulyZerg and Light here on Fighting Spirit. Got the replay from bwreplays.com. And let's check this thing out. In the top right-hand corner of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. His name is JulyZerg. So good a Zerg. And in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, we have the red Terran player. His name is Light. I know it says Star Master up there, but again, I checked. All right? On faster? We do want to be on faster, don't we? Okay. I checked on the Smurf list at Liquidpedia and saw, yes, indeed, Light does often play under the name Star Master. It is another name of his. All right, so a TvZ edition of Brood War Remastered here for you today. This is from 2015, so fairly recent. I mean, I guess this is going to be very, very late 2017 when this actually posts. But great game regardless. Very, very excited to bring this one to you. And TvZ, again, I think it might be my favorite Brood War matchup. PvZ is my favorite StarCraft 2 matchup, but ZVT is just great. It is very, very good on all levels here. You can go bio. You really just want to go bio. I haven't seen a Terran player go mech against a Zerg. I've seen a lot of tanks, but again, augmented by a ton of Marines as well. So it's not like you can just kind of go tank Goliath, Vulture, and make it happen. I think the mutas are the biggest problem here. Mutas are just fantastic against all that stuff. You need the Marines. You need the anti-air that the Marines provide in order to get rid of those dudes. Should we speed this up a little bit? I feel like we should speed this up a little bit. Oh yeah, fastest is what I wanted anyway, right? Yeah, fastest. Okay. Just got back from a vacation. Well, a Christmas visit to the in-laws anyway. Came back sick, unfortunately. So if I sniffle on cast, I apologize. I'm trying to mute every time I do that and trying to make it sound like I'm not incredibly congested, even though I kind of sort of am. Yeah, turns out winter is a good time for sickness. Anyway, spawning pool here on the way from JulyZerg. Marine production has begun for the Star Master as well. And yeah, this is much better speed. Much better speed. It's just been a while since we cast a Brood War game. I wasn't sure exactly what kind of speeds we wanted to experience here. Production tab. I wish this was a little bigger. A little teeny tiny bit bigger, right? It'd be nice, but looks like we're talking to each other. Is that what Korean shows up as in the StarCraft Brood War client if you're playing it in English? Possible. Entirely possible here. All right, so Marines are pushing out here from Light. Let's see what they're up to. This is a very, very early push. And spawning pool is just now done for JulyZerg, so there is a tiny window where these Marines can get some damage done. Oh, is he throwing up a bunker? And he's throwing up a bunker! Oh, man. They're pulling the drones. Pulling the drones to try to defend this thing. This is a lot of drones getting surrounded in the bunker. And actually, I think he can do this. Can he force a cancel there? Trying to kill some of these drones. These Marines have a nice window. Is he going to finish this thing? By golly, I think he's going to finish this thing. Marines attacking up into the natural base here too. Another bunker is coming up here. Zerglings just dancing. Can't quite engage with this number of SCVs and this many Marines. Bunker's finished, but it is... All right, they can hide in there and kill the ones going after this bunker. Oh, 4 Marines. Can the Lings get... Oh, the Lings do get the forward bunker, which is a big-time victory for JulyZerg right there. But there are 4 Marines hammering away at the Lings as they're popping out of these eggs, hammering away on the hatchery too. And more bunkers coming up here. This is some super aggression out of Light, but this is a lot of Zerglings too. Fall back to the safe bunker. Oh, it's going to die. It was already injured. Because of the work those drones did earlier on, everybody said everything's canceled, and the SCVs are forced to retreat in shame from the Zerglings that are chasing them down. So that was a fantastic hold out of July. The bunker rush. The bunker rush has been around for a while, you guys. It is not just a StarCraft 2 kind of thing. Gas just now being taken here by JulyZerg, which means these Lings can't have speed, but they're fairly good. Right? I mean, look at them go chasing these dudes. Do they have hands on their heads? Like, I get what those are supposed to be, but they look like there's hands growing out of the sides of their heads. Man, high fidelity sometimes is not the greatest. Sometimes it's not the greatest thing that you want to see. All right, so pulling back is Light. He wasn't able to expand behind that. He is working on a command center inside his main base, but he can't expand for some time yet. as these Lings have map control. Is there enough gas for speed yet? Yes, there is. Gonna get speed for these Lings or just skip it? I mean, in TvZ and Brood War, you always want to get speed. Always. He might be delaying it as he is just now going for a Lair. That's what he spent his gas on. But Ling's just sitting out, making sure there's no pushes from Light, making sure if Light tries to expand, he can't do it without supporting it with some kind of an army. If he tries to just land a command center out there, it's absolutely going to die. Academy, rather, on the way from Light here allows him to make the fire bats, allows him to get upgrades for his Marines. And considering the fact that the win condition for Zerg and TvZ is gonna be Defilers with Dark Swarm and Hydralisks and Lings and Ultras, fire bats are very good. Fire bats fantastic under those Dark Swarm clouds because their effective range is basically 0. So they're not affected by that as much, by the range reduction of the Swarm spell. Alright, gonna go ahead and expand out here with the support of 5 Marines is Light. These Zerglings are on hold position, which means one actually dies. Ling's chasing this SCV around. Have you been... Yeah, you are. You are super injured. Now you're dead. Now, unfortunately for you, you are dead. Metabolic boost being researched by JulyZerg, going for a Spire here too. Yeah, Spire is basically necessary for the TvZ matchup in Das Brood Wars. Continuing just to produce more and more Marines. Getting some medics here too, getting stim, which the medics can heal the damage from. Yeah, medics are great. Man, this SCV scouting from Light is absolutely disgusting. He sees everything that July is doing because these Lings don't have speed. Okay, now they have speed. I was going to say, because the Lings didn't have speed, the SCVs basically had free reign to scout everything that is going on. He sees the macro hatch. He does, in fact, see the Spire that's coming up too. Not that that's a huge surprise to Light. I'm sure he expected that, but he's pushing out. He's got Marines. He's got medics. Yep, the medics are marching their way up here too. The Zerglings going for a counterattack. I don't think they know. No, they don't see each other. Oh, now they do. Now they do. Where are the Zerglings going to come back? They're going to attack into these fire bats and Marines and just absolutely demolish them. So the Lings are holding. Oh, they're pulling back. They're pulling back. Stimming on in. He's got a bit of a window here. Get some damage on. If he can clean out Lings in small groups like this, that's exactly what he wants to do. Medics healing up. These Lings, can they deal with this many Marines and medics? The question is, I don't think so. I don't think they can, which is exactly why they are running away here. Going for range now, increased attack range, going for infantry armor. 4 mutas in production here at the 7.5 minute mark for JulyZerg. He's scouting out a potential third base location. Taking the third base now is July down this right side. And, oh, the Lings are here on top of everybody, the natural base. Oh, the humanity. Hold, medics, do your healing work. And they are. Okay, so that actually went pretty well. Pretty well for Light. I don't think he lost any SCVs that were mining. He's able to clean up a whole ton of Lings. Just, again, adding medics to your army is massively useful. Incredibly useful. These guys with their little glowy wands. I don't know how it works. I don't understand the tech behind it, but glowy wands are the thing. Alright, so third base is going to finish here for JulyZerg. It looks like Light has no intention of moving out soon enough to stop it. Anyway, I don't think he knows it exists, but he's sending another SCV out. He has very brave SCVs in his army. Does Light. I'm a big fan of that bravery. In production evolution chamber for July. Again, he wants to get to ultras eventually here, and he will. He will, mind you. He's got the time. I believe he has the time. Lurker aspect being upgraded. Where is it? Here we go. Back at the Hydralisk den. And just Marines and medics flying around. The mutas trying not to engage here, right? Mutas don't want to engage with the Marines with the medics at all. Okay, you can engage, right, a tiny bit. You can pick off individual Marines on the periphery, but if you stand and fight, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble here. Oh, actually, fantastic control. Out of July. Wow, July's winning this engagement. Remember I said we don't want to engage at all? That was a lie. That was a total lie. Handful of mutas picking off the periphery Marines. Killing everybody, but a couple of those medics as reinforcing Marines do come over to deal with these guys. That was incredible. That was some amazing Zerg play out of JulyZerg there. Working on armor carapace for his ground units here, getting another extractor here at his third base location. More and more lurkers in production. Yes, lurkers, an important part of that final composition as well. Another base on the way here for Light. Gonna try to go for a third at some point. He does have missile turrets up. Five missile turrets up at his natural base. Those fast mutas definitely told him he needed to get up some missile turret defense and get it up fast and hard, and he did. So again, yeah, missile turrets just hit really hard here. There's that dude in that missile turret. I don't know why he's required to be sitting in there. I think he could be down below. Maybe not have to spin at 70 revolutions per minute, as he is. That's my estimation. Anyway, about a second. About a second to spin there, maybe closer to 60. Anyway, we've got our lurkers, which look real interesting in Remastered. Yeah, you can really see that strong carapace on their heads in the Remastered version here. Gonna set on up. Looks like an attack is imminent for July. Tanks are out. 2 tanks are out. Any more in production here? Yes, indeed there is. First science vessel on the way as well. And here we go. Lurkers stabbing away at these dudes. I thought they were gonna split and kill these guys, but no. There are too many. Too many of them. Good split, too. I don't know, man. All right, there's the scan. He's going for it. There we go. One lurker goes down. The others are forced to retreat from this location and then burrow at perhaps a safer part here. The single fire bat. Very brave. Whoa, very brave and very dead. They often do tend to go together. Ling's mutas lurker trying to get on top of this, but great positioning by Light says, no, you're not going to get a surround on me at all. Got our tanks up here too. Do they have the siege mode? No, siege mode, siege tech rather. Just about done. Irradiate coming in. Irradiate is required for all Terran players. If you're going to be going against a Zerg player, Irradiate is fantastic. Get mutas with them, get Lings with them, get lurkers with them, get ultras with them. And here we go. Ling's mutas attacking on into this particular location. There's a lot of tank fire here. The Scourge trying to find the science vessels. Can they do it? No. Science vessel lives, even though, there we go. Now it's dead. But big time attack. Everybody on the ground. A lot of people dying there, but somehow Light survives that. He's got a handful of Marines, big old group of Marines actually, several medics that are healing as best they can, and July is forced to retreat. Taking a 4th base down below here too. Still no third from Light. He's in trouble. He is in a massive amount of trouble right now. All right, lurkers burrowing. Oh, one lurker goes down before it can burrow. There is no upgrade to make them burrow faster, like there is in the StarCraft 2. All right, so Ling's trying to sneak up here. He's trying to get the Lings on a flank attack from the right side while the lurkers do a lot of damage up front, while the mutas possibly find in the natural base. A lot of multitasking going on right now. APM for these guys is well over 300 for each on average. The tanks against the lurkers again, moving right on in. He doesn't have Dark Swarm. It'd be really useful here, but in the mid game, you do what you can with what you have. Tanks going down. Irradiate on one of the lurkers, burrowing themselves. A lot of dead Zerglings, a lot of dead lurkers, a lot of dead Marines, and medics there too. The detection by the science vessel is absolutely integral to this defense that Light is tossing up here. And that lurker died because it was irradiated. Because it was irradiated. Irradiation does a lot of damage. It's enough to one-shot a lurker. Almost enough to one-shot an ultra, if I remember. The numbers are questionable. Shoving away the lurkers here with that tank fire. Again, you don't want to engage. Don't really want to engage too much with the bio. Although, if there happens to be a base that has been defended, you might be able to take it down with a drop of Marines here on that dropship. Zergling's trying to deal with this, but there's actually no medic support here. The Lings are going to be able to clean this up. Are you kidding? Maybe. Good ring around the rosy play here. And, forced to retreat. Dropship forced to get the heck on out of there. More tank fire on these lurkers. Come on, science vessel. Provide that spawning. There you go. And that detection as well. Zergling scouting this 3rd base. That Light has taken up along this left side. SCVs clear him out. An attack coming on in. Wait, is that a Brood Lord sound? Oh, he upgraded these guys to Brood Lords. Whoa. Alrighty then. So he's Brood Lording this natural base. That is bad. That is bad news bears for Light. He's in a lot of trouble right now. He doesn't have anything that can deal with Brood Lords, really. He's starting Wraith production. You don't see Brood Lords that much in ZVT. This is a super mega surprise, but July's just been on the offensive so much. He's able to tech up back home, able to tech up to that Greater Spire. There's the irradiation. Now, again, I'm pretty sure this is enough to one-shot Brood Lords. They're spread out fairly well. Wraith is here to take out the Brood Lord. Yeah, look at that. Irradiation just absolutely gets rid of the Brood Lord. The Brood Lord should be attacking. That's what it should be doing here. Finally, Defilers are out with the Dark Swarm, marching them up towards this bio and this tank. Tank gonna go down. Got some Vultures mixed in here too, tanking Lurker Spines. Somehow there is a Brood Lord remaining here. Wraith, get him! Wraith, get him! I understand your attention is elsewhere here, trying to attack on in to this 4th base location down at the right, but again, there are Defilers here with Dark Swarm. There are attacks all over the place here. Lings trying to get rid of these Vultures, sacrificing themselves to do it, but making it happen. Another attack up to this 3rd base of July, and oh, is there actually not a Nidus Canal here? There's not. There's no defending it at all. Somehow defending this 4th base with Lings mostly. Zerglings getting rid of this 3rd base of Light. Can he hold the 3rd can July? There's the Dark Swarm. There is the Dark Swarm. Hydras are out. Retreating for his life here is Light. And Lurker trying to burrow in to assist here as well. First group of Hydras we've seen finally cleaning up the infestation at Light's base on the left side. So no bases actually die. A lot of bases are under attack there, but everybody manages to keep what is theirs. It's 82 to 84 total supply. We've basically come to a bit of a reset. I would be really surprised if there were more Brood Lords. Yeah, there's your Greater Spire. Huh, missed that one in the production tab for sure. That's hilarious. The Brood Lord attack at the natural base. Wish I could see how many SCVs they killed. I feel like it was a lot. Light did retreat them. Did retreat those SCVs pretty well, though. Again, Vulture's out. Trying to get some more damage done here. The Zerglings just absolutely get murdered, both by the attacks of the Vultures and by Spider Mines. So generally not considered a great thing to experience is attacking into a Vulture. But Hydras with detection can do pretty well against the Spider Mines. Nope, but not without detection. They do very poorly. Whoa! What was that? What just killed those dudes? Was that tank fire? I don't know what that was. Alright, Lurker burrowing as you want to inside the Dark Swarm. Irradiate. Ooh! Defiler does end up going down there, and you know what he says? You can hang out. Hang out there if you want. I'm going to get rid of these reinforcements here. More Lurkers in production up towards this 3rd base. If July can get rid of Light's 3rd base, he's going to be in a massively impressive position here against the Terran. Scourge trying to find their science vessels. No, good target firing. Science vessel lives thanks to amazing target firing from the Marines on the ground there. Zerglings trying to attack in, but too many Marines, too many tanks. Everybody dead. Lurker's getting murdered there too as the Dark Swarm rolls off. Simultaneous attack into the 3rd base location. Lurker's trying to burrow on in. There's the scan to reveal the Lurkers. There's bunkers defending, but is it going to be enough? Is the question. There's a handful of Hydras and 4 Lurkers here, and can they burrow? Oh, looks like the 3rd base is toast. Remember what I said about the 3rd base? Maybe. I don't know. Can they clear these guys out? The Hydra is trying to get rid of this command center. Can they get it down to burning before it gets out? The tanks with the science vessel spawning, clearing out those Lurkers exceptionally well. This isn't burning down, is it? No, it is not. 500 hit points. Definitely not burning down at all, but getting rid of this bunker and this refinery at the 3rd base location, down to 2 bases, is Light. Again, it's not a death sentence because he does still have mining from his natural and still some mining from his main, though it is not a lot here. He really needs this to be back up as soon as possible, and it is. It is. Moving tanks in, not even in siege mode to get rid of these Hydralisks. I guess some of them are in siege mode, which is fantastical. Heading down this right side, though, is July. Never, ever a dull moment on JulyZerg's side of things here. He's got to have some tank support on this 3rd base. This ramp is so wide open. So stupidly wide open. All right, here we go. Lurkers, Dark Swarming into the middle here. And more Dark Swarm making it to burrow inside the circles here. And, sort of circles here. And they're doing it. The cloudy shaped thing. Deciding to go outside of the circles to push closer here. There's a lot of tanks at this location, though. But still continuing to push on in here and just absolutely impervious at the Marine attacks and the tank attacks. They're doing some work. Oh, even the friendly fire splash is killing medics. Unfortunately here, this is a bad position to be in for July. Absolutely struggling mightily right now. More units coming on down. Zerglings trying to get on top. trying to reinforce, but there are, again, a lot of vultures, a lot of spider mines. That was probably a spider mine that I saw. That I was curious about what killed those things. Yeah, makes a lot of sense. All right, so again, there's the Dark Swarm doesn't last forever. And once it's over, if you've overextended too much, you're absolutely going to die here. There's another irradiation. How many kills does this dude have? Only one? Should be getting a lot of assists. So third base up, working on a fourth base now too. Is Light up along this left-hand side, but again, sitting on 5 bases is the JulyZerg, feeling eminently comfortable. Just incredibly so. Alright, Lurkers moving on in. Even without the support, there's the Dark Swarm. I was going to say, no Dark Swarm. Are you kidding me? Lings doing a great job on top of these tanks, but not the tanks that are away. Unfortunately here, more consumed. This Defiler is outside. Oh boy, he's outside of the circle of protection here. Vulture attack out the third base, doing a lot of work against July. In the meantime here, there are just barracks scouting all the things. Is he transitioning to, is he going into mech? There's 4 Ultras in production for July. He's feeling all right here. Trying to throw down the spider mine? I don't know what these vultures are doing. They're walking into circles and absolutely dying here. A lot of spines going to town on this command center. Another attack of Hydras trying to move on up into this third base, but there are enough tanks, I think, to... No, absolutely not. The tanks are all gonna die. Repairing, not happening. Not happening there, but reinforcing tank does come in. Egg explodes. Hydra trying to turn itself into a lurker. Consume and Cloud, go! Oh, Cloud is too late. He's only protecting himself, which is a problem. Lings running into this third base, recognizing, hey, I know most of the things are dead here. SCV is forced to defend, sacrificing their own lives so the Lings don't get into this. Okay, actually, the Lings are here anyway. So many dead SCVs. July is absolutely putting his foot down on the throat of Light right now, who is in fact transitioning into mech, despite my earlier sayings, which was a complete and utter falsehood. This Defiler. Oh shoot, no, he's dead. That's hilarious. Poor Defiler. I mean, not poor Defiler, but anyway. Good Spider-Man attack on that Ultralisk. Third base has kind of been reestablished for July. Fourth base, fifth base. Again, 5 bases to 3. But you know what? He's got 4 bases. Officially got 4 bases now, which is good news. What is this? Oh, Scourge finding a science vessel out of nowhere to murder it. Working on Zerglings, working on chitinous plating for the Ultras. The Ultras have not revealed themselves yet, but here they are. Here are the Ultralisks. They kind of look like cauliflower heads from The Last of Us, which is a really great PlayStation 3 game. Fantastic. I guess they have a remastered PS4 version. Is that right? I believe they do. Believe they do. Anyway, so great. Yeah, but the amount of blue here is just a lot. There's a lot of blue. So, alright, gonna be Ultras rocking on top of these tanks, absorbing spider mine hits, which is not really a big deal to them. They can absorb those pretty well. There are some Scourge, waiting to see if there are gonna be any science vessels showing up here. This missile turret's still, no, missile turret's dead. I was gonna say, how is it still alive? I don't know. Observer scouting all these additional bases. This Ultralisk is taken. There we go. Tanks are what you need against those Ultras, and it's 79 to 78 total supply. Man, this is a super duper close matchup here. Again, if Light's able to keep this fourth, and he goes mech, and he's very cost efficient with his units from now on, I think he's going to be okay. But yeah, 5 units in production here, recognizing, all right, if you're going to go mech, and there's no more Marines to worry about, I think I should be able to go Muta and just hammer this thing. What are you building in the middle of nowhere? Oh, it's going to be a missile turret, of course. Of course it's a missile turret. Vultures flying into this third base. This has been a favorite target of theirs. Drones forced to retreat out the back door, but a lot of them are dying here. Yeah, I mean, that was brutal. That was a brutal attack. How are the upgrades on these guys? As an Ultra shows up, they got +2 attack, which is pretty good. The Ultras are managing to shove those Vultures away. Overlord just scouting in, recognizing Overlord scouting is definitely a thing at this point because there's really not much anti-air. Yeah, the Mutas are here. Goodbye, SCV. Goodbye, missile turret. Mutas chasing down these tanks. Get out of there, tanks. This is not the place for you. Man, it's taking a lot of shots to kill those guys. have the +2, the +1 armor, I guess, is enough to do some good works. Goliaths are out. They do have the Terran booster upgrade, getting some additional range. Again, they're good, but not as good as the Marines are. However, Goliaths, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. Hold up, Goliaths. They're cool. They're cool even if their pathing is utterly stupid. Muto's trying to get packs of roving vultures, doing damage to them at the very least here. 3 missile turrets here at this 4th base location. Mutos don't really want to engage. Heading on down to the 3rd base location. And no missile turrets here. Get out of there. Get out of there, dudes. They're actually pulling back. Oh, there's the irradiate. Oh, gotta pull out the irradiated one because that splash damage hurts. It really does hurt. Absorbing the shots because he knows that Muta is dead anyway. And somehow, I don't know, Light seems to have pulled back into this game a little bit. He is up 105 to 104 total supplies, getting upgrades for his vehicle, weapons, and plating here at the 25-minute mark. It looks like it's just vultures heading around here, producing additional tanks, producing additional vultures. Is the Light Ling sacrificing themselves on the spider mines? I mean, essentially, is that free? No, because there's a limited number of spider mines that each vulture has, so they're not free units. But fairly close to, I don't know. Again, all overlords are detectors, so you can see this entire field. Get rid of it. Lights, again, just more tanks, more vultures, more tanks, more vultures, more upgrades. These Goliaths are still sitting on +2 attack and +1 armor, which is pretty formidable. Meanwhile, again, Vulture's trying to do stuff at this 3rd base. Ultra's waiting for them. Very prepared. Ultra's at the 4th base, though, causing major problems. And at the 5th base, these Vulture attacks by Light are consistent, and they are incredibly damaging as well. Don't really want to lose drones at this point if you happen to be July, only sitting at 260 minerals. But yeah, Light, after being down 2 bases to 4 at one point, is actually very methodically, very slowly, very patiently managing to pull back into this game. I don't know that ultras are what you want when there are this many tanks. I remember a specific time I was playing, was it a free-for-all? Might have been a free-for-all or a team game of Brood War with my friends back in the late 90s, and I made a ton of ultras. I just ran them at my opponent, but they had a ton of tanks, and we just absolutely massacred them. Absolutely, the ultras did not survive very long at all. Look at these drones, especially the drones on gas. That is huge. A huge deal here. Ultras defending this 5th base down in the bottom right-hand corner as best they can, but the vultures are so fast. With the target firing, eventually they do get cleaned up here on the right side. But man, I wish I could see worker count. Is there a income tab or nothing like that? Nothing like that. I keep hoping that one will magically show up. Light feeling so comfortable, he's actually taking... Is that actually a 4th base? Have I been... 1, 2, 3, 4... 5th base. 5th base. Top left-hand corner. Missile turrets providing the anti-air. Science vessels providing a bit of the anti-air as well. This is going to come down to some kind of huge, crazy all-for-all attack here. Unless JulyZerg gets starved out. I feel like that's a distinct possibility. Nobody's taking this middle base because it's impossible to hold. It's just it has attack paths everywhere that you have to worry about. So I've seen Terran players try to take it, Protoss as well, but Zerg's just impossible for them. Not going to happen. Ultralisk's flying up to the top left-hand side saying, is there a 5th base we can kill? Oh, goody, there's a 5th base that we can absolutely kill. At least pause its construction on. Right, no upgrades on the Mutas, which is why I guess it took them so long to kill those tanks. Makes a lot of sense here. Getting +3 vehicle weapons right now is Light, though. He's got some pretty scary Goliaths. Oh, there's the irradiate. Irradiate. Oh, July's not paying attention. He was. He was, in fact, paying attention. Scouts with his irradiated Muta sees a ton of Goliaths coming his way, decides it is time to retreat. Ultras. Ultras getting transported on down here. The Overlords have speed, and they have transport upgrades, too. Bit of an attempted, I was going to say, an attempted Vulture attack up along this right side, but they ran into the bulk of the army for July, so no, that's not going to happen. Mask. Oh, is it? No, it's absolutely not. Zerglings again against Vultures here. In the very middle of fighting spirits. 136 to 135 total supply. This is tight. This is a really tight game. But again, just the number of tanks that Light has managed to get up here. And July's inability to destroy any of the bases, and by that I mean this 5th base is probably going to fall at this point. Goliaths coming in, tanks coming in to deal with these Ultras. Ultras are pretty darn scary. Again, they die versus tanks with +3 attack. Pretty quickly here. Overlord absorbing shots, and the base does end up getting finished here. Light finished off there. Light can't save it. He's got to build another base. Oh, that's painful. That is extraordinarily painful here. Engineering bay, scouting as well. I mean, Light has a pretty good hold on this left side of the map right now. Is he building a new one? He is, in fact, building a new one. The Goliaths sticking around close. Overlords, drop lords, specifically. What is in you? Ultra drop. Ultra drop coming along the south side of the map. Can they sneak into the main and do critical damage to Light before they are discovered? That is the question. That is the question of the day. More irradiation on these Ultralisks. Somebody told me that a single irradiate kills an Ultra, and somebody told me that's a lie. So, actually, are you close to a friend, or is that just you? That's just you. We'll keep an eye on you. We'll go back there a little bit later, but the Ultra drop has arrived in the main base and the natural base. There's really nothing defending this at all right now. There's a bunker, but it's empty. There are some tanks trying to defend. A couple of the Ultras do die that sneak down to the natural base. It's a bad place to be. Okay, right, he's alive. Okay, myth busted. One irradiate does not kill an Ultralisk. The math does not check out. Oh, there's another irradiate though. It does do a lot of damage, right? It does hurt them, but cleaning these Ultralisks out. So many fully upgraded tanks. Okay, not fully upgraded. They have the +2 armor, but they're darn close to. Darn close to it. Drop Lords just kind of hanging out here. Got a Vulture drop here at the 3rd base location. Got Lings and Ultras attacking into the tank line on the left side of the map here. And it's just not enough. Is Light going to pull this thing off, you guys? I am astounded. He's consistently murdered the drones for JulyZerg. He's consistently held off the attacks. He's consistently been able to get bases and keep them, or at least immediately rebuild them if they do end up dead. This is just ridiculous. This is redonkulous play from the Terran player. And again, he hasn't, other than the Vulture attacks, he hasn't really committed himself to an attack of any kind, right? Right. No, he hasn't. He hasn't just gone for it because I don't know that he can, is the problem. He needs those tanks in siege mode to deal with the Ultras. And if he's A-moving them in not siege mode, it's a massive problem. All right, Defilers are going to be the saving grace. There it is. Defiler up, saving grace for July. Irradiates on top of these dudes, having to leave the Dark Swarm safety positions here and then pulling back. So again, if you're not in the Dark Swarm, Light just is going to win these battles absolutely every time. Is he going to supply block? He might end up supply blocking July here. Oh, Plague goes down. Plague goes down on the Science Vessels, which will bring them down to 1 hit point. And then once the Plague wears off, you can heal them, repair them back up to full health. Pretty darn good spell if you want to catch, especially enemy spellcasters with that, to force them to pull back. That's a pretty darn good zoning thing. July is trying to take a base at the bottom section of the map here, but who finds it? 3 tanks, 4 tanks, and a whole ton of Vultures. So this space is absolutely down. It's 158 to 119 total supply, and I think JulyZerg is at a bit of a loss here. I don't think he knows what to do in this situation. It's more Ultras, it's more Lings, it's getting melee attack upgrades up there in that production tab, and again, still no sign that Light wants to push out. Yes, he's killing bases. Yes, he's making it hard for July to harvest here, but he's not just going for an all-fire incredible attack. Bit of an Ultra drop attempt here, but everybody's dead by the time the Lings show up, and that's it. July with a good game. He can't break the Terran mech. And Light is your victor today. What a crazy TvZ. Light ends up starting out bio, transitions into mech flawlessly. A flawless transition into mech for us, and then is just absolutely patient. Patience all the way around. And yeah, I mean, it just came down to the fact that July couldn't expand. He couldn't stop the expansions of Light. He saw where this was going. He couldn't stop the Vulture attacks. What an incredible display. Incredible display from Light getting the win today. All right, so let's go to the score screen. I like doing that. Yeah, July produced 738 units and lost 592 of them. I guess a lot of those were consumes, right? Because Light killed 562. But yeah, probably 30 consumes. Makes sense. On that way, Light ends up killing 3 structures. He killed 3 structures and won this game, which is absolutely disgusting. Gas mined way more for July here. So just, again, the minerals are basically the same, but it was just incredibly cost efficient out of Light, and that's what mech is all about. So great game. Great game indeed. All right, so that's going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another StarCraft Remastered Brood War upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.